the whole thing with inspiration is that it, it's really when somebody is inspired by a disabled person, like tying their shoes, or whatever, running a marathon. It doesn't matter what it is. The most mundane thing. When somebody is inspired by it, what it really tells us is that you're using the word inspiration to cover your discomfort, and also your pity. All I hear is pity when somebody's inspired by me, and I get it a lot. I mean, I don't know. I have conflicting feelings because I hear it from people that I actually know and love, and I know they have love and respect for me. But so it runs the gamut. But ultimately, inspiration is really code for pity, and it's how the non-disabled person gets through the guilt they feel over their good fortune.
Mhm.
And the truth is, if you're genuinely inspired, the true definition of inspiration means you have an exhilarating urge to do something positive. It's not a compliment, it's an action. So if you're truly inspired by a disabled person living their navigating, actually, a disabled person navigating the world that the non-disabled person has actively excluded them from, and then you're inspired because this person is navigating through the barriers you have built yourself. uh so if that's not inspiration at all, it's an extra, it's like kick me while I'm down,
Mhm.
and so I have some analogies come to mind, but I think they're too dark. but but ultimately, if you're truly genuinely inspired by somebody who's um defeating their adversity, why don't you use your voice and your abilities to make sure that person does not have to navigate through your world? Just make it accessible.
Right.
Just even the playing field. That would inspire me. I would be inspired by Abels if they did the work to make the world equally accessible for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
So mhm.
It's true. Yeah, I get, because I live in New York, and sometimes, back when my knees were good, I'd climb up a flight of stairs and somebody would come to me and be like, I'm so inspired by you. I'm like, could you be inspired and call the MTA to get some ramps? Um,
Yeah.
so that I don't have to do these stairs again. That would be more helpful than you stopping me in my day where I'm already late because I had to uh, crawl up these stairs that the
Mhm.
risers are too high because they were built in the 40s or whatever. And it just, I feel like non-disabled people kind of don't have any concept. A lot of them don't really have any concept of how much harder it is to live with a disability, and what they attribute it to is the disability. So they'll say, yeah, it must be really difficult. And it's like, yeah, it's really difficult because you guys keep building stairs.
Yeah.
And like, it is really difficult because you build the counters so they're at your neck, and then you're like, come shopping. It's like, well, I don't want like to stand at the back of the store and scream like, I'd like the brisket plate. Like, I don't, or I don't want to pull a chair. I had some friends once, we were taking a picture, and everybody else, obviously was taller. And so they were like, Cara, get on a chair. And I said, no. And they're like, no, get on a chair so, we can all, so it'll be easier to take the picture. And I was like, no. And they
Mhm.
literally like, you're just knowing it. I said, yeah, I don't have to be in the picture. I'm cool with that. And so
Mhm.
then everybody sort of bent over, and I was like, yes,
Yep.
see, this is easier for you. Just bend over. And then we can all take the picture instead of me in a dress, putting my legs up on a chair, climbing up while you all stare at me while my ass is in the air, excuse my French, and I have to embarrass myself instead of you all just leaning over.
Mhm.
And it's just as basic as that. Don't make me do something that climbing on a chair could be dangerous. It's not, but it could be, depending on your disability, when you could just lean over.
Yeah, yeah. I have the same feelings about, you know, when you're hugging somebody, it's like, could you please bend down? I mean, I can't bend up,
Right.
and people are just standing there waiting for me to come hug their thighs.
Or
It's
their
like,
crotch.
yeah, it's demeaning. It's like, anyway, it's crazy. And but I do want to touch also on something that Kara mentioned earlier, as far as, it's physically exhausting and really challenging to navigate a world that is not accessible. One thing also people don't understand is how it's labor intensive. It's like, it's really physically grueling. And I have injured myself. That's why I'm not a dancer anymore, because I lived for so long physically forcing my body to adapt to a world that I don't have access to. It got to a point where I injured my body so much that I lost my ability to walk for about a month. And it took me a few years to recover. I'm fine now and all that, but I still have really intense pain that limits my movement, and it's all a result of what I put my body through just to be part of society, just to feel included, or to be included in any way that I could physically make it happen. So there's no reason to, you know, add additional challenges, to our lives. And again, I can't say enough. Equal access for everybody means non-disabled people can access it too. Like, nobody loses out.